everybody. Hi friends, hi witches, hi seekers. Thank you for tuning into Seeker's Corner. I'm going to wait for a few people to get here before I really jump in, but I'm just going to tell you what we're doing today. So today we are talking about bodies, and we're talking about magical bodies, ways to use magic with our bodies, ways to work magic with our bodies, and some magical things we can do to keep our body running the way that we like, or looking the way that we like, or feeling the way that we like. And no shame about any of that. Sorry, there is a kitten in here, so you might hear some kitty cat rustling. So before I really get started, I just want to say this is not going to be like a how do I lose weight kind of spell video. I'm not really going to talk about weight loss just because I know it makes a lot of people really uncomfortable. It's not something I really want to cover in today's episode. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry. For those who watch my Instagram or watch my posts, she's that little kitten that I found in an alley abandoned. She's very cute but very annoying because she's tiny. So that's going to be what we talk about today. We're not going to talk about weight loss, but I got a few questions. I have questions about Reiki, about magical tattoos, about chakras and how they, how we can check in with how they're doing physically, if there's any sort of physical signs that our chakras need help, or if there's any physical differences once we feel we've balanced them. Raising energy with movement, and we're going to talk a little bit about our rising signs. I've also got a bunch of body products that I recently got that I'm going to show off. I posted them to Instagram, and a few people were like, oh my god, are you going to review these? But I've never really done that with makeup and body products and stuff before, but I think this is going to be a fun way that I can show it off. Full disclosure, they sent me this stuff for free. They were so nice. So Herbivore Botanicals contacted me like a month or two ago. I think it was 2 now, to send me a sample of the Emerald CBD facial oil that I talked about in my previous podcast episode, the Dream Magic episode. So they sent me that, and I loved it, and I did an interview, which you can find on their website, and I'm going to be posting a link. I'm going to post the recap of all of this on my podcast, thefatfeministwitch.com, after the episode, and I'll post a link to all of the products I'm going to be showing you, as well as a big fat stack of books that I can recommend on these topics. Anyways, so they sent me the CBD emerald oil. We did a little interview, and they liked the interview, and they gave me a credit for their website, and I had already been coveting a million things on it, right? So I went a little bit nuts, and I got all of these different products that are, to me, very, very witchy. They have very obvious witchy uses. Some of them even have ground up crystal in them. So very cool. I'm going to show you guys that stuff. I don't want you to feel like I'm selling you stuff, but the stuff's really nice. The company's really nice. They're really ethical. It's woman owned. It's all vegan, cruelty free. So definitely check them out. Oh, hello, Allie. Hi. So I'm seeing we got a few people. If you hear any music in the background, I'm not sure if it's coming through. It's a playlist on Spotify called Vintage Hawaiian Magic, and it's a little bit cheesy, but it's very chill. And I'm getting in the warm weather mood. Obviously, I've got my little yoga outfit on. So today we are talking about bodies and about different magic that you can do with your bodies. Something that a lot of people forget when they talk about magic for your body is that it's not always about health. First of all, you don't have to be perfectly healthy to do magic or to love your body or to honor your body or anything like that. Lots of people are not healthy and still, take very good care of themselves. It's a thing. But so health is not the pinnacle of success when it comes to your body and your body magic. So some of the stuff we talk about today is not really going to be health focused. It's going to be focused on things like pleasure and about feeling that you have control over your power, feeling like you and your body fit together, feeling like you are comfortable with yourself. That is the main goal for me anyways of body magic. That's not to say that a lot of this stuff can't help you be healthier if you are on a journey of figuring out what makes your body healthy, what makes you feel the best, including food, exercise, energy, healing, skincare, and yoga. So there's a little bit of a mix, but health is not our main focus. So if you guys haven't tuned in before, or if this is, you know, only the second time, which is okay, just a reminder, I announce the episode, usually at the end of this episode, which I'm doing today. And for the 2 weeks before the episode airs, I take questions via email. It's all, a lot of people don't even give their name. It's like a username. It's anonymous, but if you ever send in a question and you want me to mention you, that's totally cool too. A few of these people left me a first name. But people send in questions that kind of fit the theme, and I usually give quite a few options there so that people can come up with stuff. And I got some really, really great questions this time. Oh, hi, Sam. I got some really great questions. And I think this is going to be really fun, and it has a really, like I said, it's a really cool mix of different questions. My friend Sam. Actually, our first question is about Reiki, and Sam knows Reiki, so that's pretty cool. You can help me out if I say something dumb. So, yeah, let's jump right in with this first question. So the first question was, what is Reiki? Have you ever had a treatment? And what's the purpose of energy healing? Do you actually feel anything? And this is a fun question. So Reiki is a Japanese practice. It involves healing via, you know, yourself or others via channels of spiritual energy. And that's what Reiki is. So Rei in Japanese means spiritual or soul, and Ki means energy. So it's spiritual or soul energy. So Reiki practitioners tap into this Reiki energy, and they use it in a combination with specific hand moves and symbols or mantras to send that energy to other people to initiate healing or balance. Really fun. I have had Reiki treatments, never like professional in a Reiki studio. Like I said, I have a friend who knows it. She's also a massage therapist, so that makes sense. She's got that hand magic going on. And that it's really great. It's really relaxing. But of course, I've always been in my bed with my own crystals. A professional energy healing treatment that I have had it's like on a bed with a stranger that I pay, was pranic healing. And pranic healing is just a little bit different. You can already hear prana is a different word. It's from a different part of Asia, but that is your life force. And pranic healing works with healing your life force, healing chakras, and it is a little bit different. Neither one is better or worse. They're different. So Reiki has this kind of, Reiki is the energy. Whereas within pranic healing, they focus different types of energy and they work specific intentions. They also might work with color a little bit more, the colors of the chakras. And there's no touch at all. So some Reiki practitioners don't touch you, some actually do. Pranic healing is no touch at all. They also work beyond the main chakras. So 7 or 11 chakras are the majors, depending on, you know, what practice you talk about. 7 is the basic majors. But within pranic healing, they focus on those 11 major chakras that go through the body and up and below, as well as, and this is what she said, thousands and thousands of teeny tiny little micro chakras, which they call meridians. And these tiny chakras, I mean, you have them in your knees and your hips and your spleen and your eyes. They're the other energy centers that focus on other parts of the body. It's also very like targeted and very specific because sometimes they're working on these teeny tiny little ones, right? They also draw energy from the earth or the sun or from crystals, whereas Reiki is like a universal energy type source. So it's a little different. I loved my pranic healing session, and I really felt my body like move and like click into place. Like I felt this side kind of like get heavy, and then this side clicked into place, and then they all, like I was lined up, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I really felt it in my body. She didn't put her hands on me, but what she did use was a crystal wand called a Vogel wand. It's very carved. It's specifically carved. She was kind of a rich lady. She had really fancy stuff. She was so cool. She's a very interesting woman. I'm going to see if I can track down her card. It was a couple years now, but if I can, I'm going to post it. And if you're in this area, I think she also goes to BC a lot. If you're in those areas, you might be able to catch her. Yeah, blood vessels of the body, but energy instead of blood. That's true. That is energy healing. That really is. I like it. But yeah, so she used a Vogel wand to get into particular spots on my body. Some of it was physical, some of it was emotional healing. And she also used a spray that was a salt water and lavender spray. And I love the sound of sprays. It's like ASMR, right? I love that sound. That I love it. And also it was very refreshing, and it smelled really, really calm and amazing. I think when it comes to energy healing, everybody feels something a little bit different. Some people feel something physical, like I did that time. Other times it's just this sense of calmness or ease. It's different for everybody. You might feel something physical and you might not. Likewise, there's lots of people that have physical issues and they swear that Reiki really, really helps people with fibromyalgia. My mother has had just a lot of accidents, have caused a lot of pain in different parts of her body. Her mind, her jaw was broken, a lot of different bones in her body. And she's kind of like, she's a little crooked. And she found that Reiki really helped her feel a lot more balanced and a lot more grounded. Her balance got better. Her balance is very off. And she found that Reiki really helped with that. And I remember she said the first time she went, the practitioner said that her bottom chakras, her lower chakras, were really depleted. And those are the chakras that really like kind of ground you. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So that's kind of the basics of Reiki and energy healing. Oh, I'm so sorry about your wife. Like I said, Reiki is really calm, really relaxing, and it's something that you do just for yourself, and you're gonna get what out of it with whatever it is that you need. I think anything where you are relaxing and someone else is helping to care for you does absolute wonders for, you know, the soul, the emotions, everything. It can really, really help. Yeah, here we go. So, like I said, Sam knows Reiki. Reiki balances your chakras, clears energetic blockages, and uses divine love and universal energy to balance the energy between all your chakras and help you to heal yourself. Thank you, Sam. That is excellent. Excellent. I have this book, Reiki Plain and Simple. The only thing missing from it is there's no like little chapter saying this is what it's like to get a Reiki treatment. It's really for people who are interested in learning about the science of Reiki and becoming a Reiki practitioner on their own. But it is very, very helpful, very useful. Again, I will put a link on my website. It's got different hand positions. It's got different mantras. It explains the history behind Reiki and the man who created the practice, for lack of a better word, who created the practice, who tapped into this energy, and a little bit about his life and the motivations. Also, it explains the different degrees. So if you want to learn Reiki, the different levels. So Reiki Plain and Simple, very, very helpful. And that question was from, where is it? Oh, Terry B. Thanks, Terry. I don't know if you're here or not, but thank you. That was a really great question. And a really good way to lead into it, because Reiki's become popular enough that almost everywhere has a Reiki. I don't know if they call it a Reiki studio, Reiki parlor, Reiki clinic. I'm not sure. There's literally one that just opened across the street from my house. I've been meaning to pop in and say hello. But it's very accessible to almost everybody. And in a one-off treatment, just to try it out, almost never very expensive at all. And it's, even if you don't, let's say you don't really get Reiki, you don't really blend with it, you are still sitting there, you are still in a calm environment where someone is caring for you. Practice, I like that. It's a Reiki practice, just like she's right next to a chiropractor, and they call it a chiropractic practice. I should have just... That's really neat. A therapist who's also a Reiki healer. That's really interesting. That would be like my ideal, if I could find a therapist of any kind who is interested in some of this more spiritual and energy healing. That's like awesome. Awesome. Good luck. I think it's really nice. I think it's helpful. Sitting there and having someone care for you is it's a wonderful feeling. And I personally really like the exchange of energy. And you will get kind of an ASMR tingly vibe for sure. Like, even if that's not something you usually like have going on, you get the prickles on the back of the neck, and your whole body starts to feel like there's a wave going through it. It's real nice. I like it. Also, if you are uncomfortable with actually being physically touched, what I find really nice about Reiki is you feel like someone is touching you. So touch is very important, right? Touch is so important. It's one of those things that's so important that if we don't get like loving touch as babies, we can literally die. And which is like, that's the scariest thing, since once you get to a certain age, you can just fall on the ground and die. So touch is so super important, but for a lot of people, touch is also very difficult. Touching other people and being touched is difficult. Also, some people like me, I just don't really like other people touching me all the time. But when I am in a situation with someone I'm very close with, or someone I'm intimate with, someone I'm in a relationship with, I am very touchy-feely, and it's because that is very comforting, and I love that human connection. And with Reiki and the pranic healing, what's really nice is you feel that human connection without actually having to have someone put their hands on you, which could be kind of triggering. So I think that is a really cool benefit of the Reiki and the pranic healing. You still get that human connection without those difficult triggers. Yeah. Tons of people who like Reiki hate being touched. It's okay. Ooh, you know what? Oh, Sam and Sam, you guys should totally be friends. Yeah. Thanks, Sam. An RMT who hates being touched. That's funny. There's a difference between being touched and touching people, though. But it's a very different thing. I'm much more comfortable touching others than I am being touched by others. So touch is very important, and that's part of the reason I'm talking about body stuff today, is because within the last year, I realized it had been years since I'd really like touched anybody, like quick hugs, but no like extended periods of like physical contact. Not even with animals, because my rabbit hated it, right? And then I got some animals and friends and stuff who were very physical, and I was like, whoa, I miss this a lot. It's like, it was overwhelming a little bit at first when you're not used to being touched all the time. That's awesome. You guys are talking about Reiki still. I like it. So the next question that I really like, do the chakras have any noticeable physical effects? Is there anything physical that I can feel or that I can see if a chakra is out of balance or is overworking? Super cool question. A lot of times when we think of the chakras, these are spiritual energy centers throughout our body, right? So we only think of them in these spiritual terms. But there are definitely things that you will notice if your chakras are not functioning at their, their peak performance level, And I have all the chakras written down if you guys want, but just so that we're not taking forever. Again, I might put this right on the blog as well, because this is interesting. So your root chakra, which is very down at your pelvis there, like at the bottom of your pelvis. So this is your chakra of your survival instincts, of sex, the physical part of sex, and of grounding. It makes you feel grounded. It's your survival instincts and your roots, your root to the planet. So if your root chakra is not working properly, you'll feel serious lack of energy, physical energy, lots of fatigue. You'll also feel very unstable, and you'll have trouble asserting your boundaries. Now, those are emotional things. But physically, if you find that you have a sudden lack of sex drive, or if your sex drive is overworking but is purely focused on the physical aspects of sexual intimacy, that could be something that's off with your chakra. Likewise, any sort of like sexual performance issues, or if you suddenly have these overwhelming fears and phobias that your life is in danger, and there's no danger, it could be a problem with your root chakra. To fix this, your best bet is meditation. Getting sleep and rest is such a big deal. Such a big deal. Eating kind of hearty foods that make you feel full and make you feel energized, anything like that. And massaging with crystals, I find crystals and meditation is really, really great for that root chakra because you really focus on that bottom section. Your root chakra is also kind of tied with your sense of smell, so aromatherapy is really cool for this. So frankincense and myrrh, a lot of the more heady stuff, frankincense and myrrh, patchouli, vetiver, and cedar, all of these will help your root chakra get back into fighting form. Next we have, where is it? I ran out of space. Your sacral chakra, which is kind of, this is also known as your water chakra and your sex chakra. And when it means sex, it's not so much the physical, which is the root, it's more of the intimate and emotional part of that. And it governs your sexual organs, whereas your root is more your lower back. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. So your root chakra, if it's out of whack, your lower back may be off. You may be really hunched over because it's just kind of, it's not holding you upright. And you may also have some, like, what am I trying to say? How your upper thighs, the back of your upper thighs connect with your ass and your lower back. I feel like that whole section where I sit down, that can get very tight when my root chakra is all out, and I kind of gotta massage my butt and my and my thighs there, the thicker parts. I wish I knew more about, like, I should have looked up like the names of bones and bodies for this, but I just, whatever. You know what my ass is. So if your sacral chakra is out of whack, again, your sexual feelings might be a little bit out of whack. You might find yourself very afraid. You might feel a lot of guilt all of the time. And you might have some issues with, like, again, with your reproductive organs. So if you menstruate, your period might be extra heavy. You might have some cramps. You might feel kind of crampy down there all the time, no matter what. And again, you'll probably feel very tired and just out of it. The sacral chakra is also a very creative chakra, right? So your creativity might just be completely gone. Writer's block, painter's block, all of that could be that your sacral chakra is not fully working and fully connected. Whiskey and gardening. Maybe it might be a good thing to add. Yeah. See, none of this can cure anything. You know, these are not, I'm sorry, my camera's on a bouncy tripod. None of these are a cure, but if you've tried physical things and they're not working and you want some spiritual solutions, this could be it. Right? Kind of neat. You just add it in. So your heart governs your chest, your lungs, your upper back, your breasts, and your blood and oxygen flow. So if you're having issues with any of that, you're feeling shortness of breath, tightness in your chest, if you're crying constantly and cannot stop even though nothing really awful is happening, this could be a problem with your heart chakra. And to help your heart chakra, the best way is to open it up. You can do massage. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the whiskey. You can do, yes. Yeah. That's actually something really interesting, Sam. I'm glad you mentioned that. So anything like PCOS, anything that's kind of concentrated in the reproductive type organs, so fibroids, anything like that. A lot of that is the domain of the sacral chakra. So if that stuff if you already have chronic health problems there, you might need to pay a little more attention to those chakras in general, and keep them running smoothly, which hopefully will help you manage your issues or pain or condition. And I skipped the solar plexus. Cool. Your digestion, your skin, your pancreas, insulin, liver, all of that kind of stuff is the solar plexus. So if your skin is suddenly busting out, of course, make sure you didn't roll around in poison ivy. This could be your solar plexus. If your digestion is very, very off, if you are, again, feeling very ill, if you are someone who has issues with insulin or diabetes, again, you might have to pay some extra attention to your solar plexus because that can kind of mess with how it works. It's just about keeping, you know, everything running kind of smoothly. And just because you have an issue like diabetes or insulin resistance doesn't mean that your chakra has to constantly be non-functional, right? You can make it work. You can make it work the best. And hopefully it can help you, you know, if you have any issues with that chronic problem kind of emotionally, it can really help you deal with how you feel about that. If you're not in as much, you know, pain, or you're not suffering as much, that's always, yeah, it always helps. The solar plexus is also, it's a fiery chakra. So warmth and fire and laughing and spending time with friends, all of that is a really great solar plexus here fix. Like I said, your heart, it'll hurt here. You can work with rose quartz, and I'm going to talk a little more about that after. You can open your heart to others. You can share your problems, your fears. You can, lots of meditation focuses on the heart chakra, and that's very good. Your throat chakra, again, you know, throat, neck, but also your ears and your windpipe all the way down. Spontaneously losing your voice, if you're incredibly impulsive to the point that you lose control. Not speaking, or you're having trouble saying the things you need to say, you're having trouble swallowing or eating. If you hear really bad ringing or buzzing in your ears, that is completely like there's no reason and it's very distracting. And if you're talking fast and not able to listen to anything anyone says, not able to absorb the things they say, your throat chakra could be working not so good. And that's a fun chakra, because to fix that, you sing, you dance, you enjoy music, you do prayer. You can practice listening to your friends. You can practice speaking a new language, which is really, really fun. I'm learning Hawaiian on Duolingo now. I can't speak it, but I really enjoy the challenge of learning. Learning a language is so, so different from English. I think it's really, really interesting. Keeps my mind sharp. And I feel like it has helped me communicate a little bit better. I have new idioms and stuff now too, which are really fun. And of course, tea. Tea is so good for your throat chakra. Get some lemon tea and honey, and it's like amazing. Same with like any sort of teas that are blueberries, blackberries, dragon fruit, mushrooms are all associated with your throat chakra. Anything that can help soothe and heal and keep it working at top shape. We should be friends. Oh, making friends on Seeker's Corner. I love it. Yeah, you Pisces and your throat chakra. And then you have your third eye, right? The big one. Everybody loves their third eye. I love my third eye. So this is your intuition, but also your face, your nose, sinuses, eyes, brain, central nervous. So when this is not working, you might notice that your psychic senses are off, like totally off. But you might also notice that you're mentally very foggy. You can't get clarity. You can't think straight at all. Your mind is racing, lots of confusion, inability to focus, headaches, blurry vision, and even if nightmares increase in your dreaming life, this could all be an issue with your third eye either being blocked or getting too much attention. I know that I have this tendency to focus a lot on the third eye because I'm like, ooh, magic. Yay, more people. I'm like, oh, magic. But an overactive chakra isn't good too, because then you've got too much of this going on, and you don't want to do everything from here. When you're doing everything from here, your logic can kind of take over, and that's just not always great for anything spiritual, social, stuff like that. When it comes to your third eye, the best thing you can do to help your third eye is get rest. Sleep. If you're not sleeping, your third eye is going to be garbage. It's going to be stuffed with all that gunk that's like you just pick up when you haven't slept for 24 hours. You know what I mean? That look on your face is going to be your third eye. It's not great. So you got to get some sleep. Meditation, doing any sort of puzzles, like even the language thing, if that's a really cool mind puzzle for you, mind puzzles, Sudoku, jigsaw, coloring, anything like that that really helps you access the deeper parts of your mind and clear your mind out. Meditation, all of that is really, really great for your third eye, as well as aromatherapy. Again, your sinuses and your nose. I have a lot of sinus problems, a lot, and they get really, really stuffed up. And sometimes I wonder if it's because, if that's part of my whole third eye obsession. It might be, or it could just be that I have garbage sinuses. And finally, we have the crown. The crown chakra is not a physical chakra. It's very spiritual. So there's not a lot of spirit or physical stuff you might find. But this governs your spirituality, your subconscious part of your brain, and your mental health. So depression, migraines, anxiety, headache, and you know that extreme boredom when you're so bored that you want to set yourself on fire, but the thought of doing literally anything is just like painful? That could be a crown chakra issue. It could also be that, you know, you live somewhere terrible, but crown chakra. Likewise, if your depression or your anxiety just suddenly jumps and there's no obvious trigger, it could be that. So chakras, you can always check in physically and see if something with your chakras is out of whack. Of course, if any of this gets serious, please go to your doctor. If you have very serious depression, it might not be your crown chakra. It might be that you have a very serious trauma or imbalance or something, and you need to see a professional. But that is just like a supplement that you can do. So you have doctors to help you with your medical and your physical body, and you have therapists to help you with some of the subconscious and the mental stuff that you can't always access by yourself. And then your emotions and your spiritual, that's really up to you. And so that's something you can kind of add in. Next, we're going to talk about tattoos. Witchy tattoos. Witchy tattoos are super fun. Oh wait, before I continue. So, chakra info. A lot of that chakra info came out of this book, Crystal Healing and Sacred Pleasure by Vanessa Cuccia, who's the founder of Chakras. So this book has a strong focus on sexual energy, but the whole book is really incredible. She gives you exercises to do with each one of your chakras with crystals that correspond, exactly what they mean, and exactly how to use them. And she can tie them all to different aspects of sex and sexuality and of your magic. So it's really, really cool. And as you can see, hold on, is this it? No, it'll be here. As you can see, it's got really, really nice full color photos. And the author is the one in the photos actually showing you how she uses these crystals. So definitely putting the link on the blog. I very much enjoy this book. Yeah, witchy tattoos. Okay, witchy tattoos. Now, I got two questions about witchy tattoos. The first one is great. I've seen quite a few witches online recently with symbols like spirals and moons tattooed on their fingers. What are these? Why would you tattoo magical symbols on your fingers? And when I read this, I instantly know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about the Hood Witch. So the Hood Witch, if you've never checked out the Hood Witch, you're totally missing out. She's the coolest witch on the internet. The Hood Witch, Brie Luna, she has magical and alchemical symbols tattooed on her fingers, her thumb. And she also has those really noticeable stiletto nails that she puts magical intention in. And so that's become a big part of her brand. She's not the only one with symbols, but she's the most noticeable right now, I think. I actually have a friend who's had witchy symbols tattooed on their fingers forever. She's really cool. She also gets a very special magical manicure with spirals and stuff all over it in her colors. So that's really, really neat. It's neat that they both do the nails and they have the tattoos. So the symbols that, I can't tell you exactly why she got those symbols, right? You're gonna have to ask her. I know that she has done some interviews before, so she's mentioned it. And I thought I had my Book of Shadows. You can find a lot of these symbols online or in Old Silver Ravenwolf books. I know I did. I have some copied and pasted into my old Book of Shadows from when I was a child. But what she's got some crescent moons. She's got an open eye. She's got a pentacle, She's got a circle with a cross through it. It's the symbol for Earth. And then another one that's a circle with a dot in the middle, and that's the sun. The pentacle is a protective symbol. It's also a magical and spiritual symbol. And again, the moons that kind of close out her tattoos, there are the phases of the moon. Now, again, I can't tell you exactly why she got these, but that's what those were about. The reason you would tattoo something on your fingers, besides just liking it and liking the way it looks or it being the perfect place for those kinds of things, when it comes to working magic, your hands have a lot of power. There are chakras here in your hands, chakra points that you can clear and that you can activate and that you can use in your magic and use in energy work. And normally what you read is that you have a projective and a receptive hand. So you have one hand that sends energy out and another hand that is really good at bringing energy in. And it's different for everybody. I mean, they say your dominant hand is your projective, you know, the other one's your receptive. You'll have to figure out exactly how you work, especially if you're ambidextrous, because I don't know how that works. It's not me. But I also feel like you can have one hand that is both projective and receptive. A lot of people, especially if you only, like, a lot of people only have one hand that they can really use for magic, and it's got all of that in there for sure. The few times I've had fake nails, they were not very good acrylic, but I couldn't play guitar with them. Some people, if they're really nice and strong, some people totally work it out. I could never. I'm not a long nail kind of gal. But yeah, so getting symbols on your fingers, it kind of activates that energy, right? So let's say that this is your casting magic finger, right? This is your magic wand. Putting a magical symbol here that you feel is empowering, that activates your magic, or that has a specific vibe, like the moons, or like that open eye, that wide open eye, which is the symbol of the third eye and of, you know, intuition and psychic energy and clarity. That lends that kind of energy to that specific spot. Likewise, spirals are for magic and life and rebirth. They're a really powerful symbol. And planetary and alchemical symbols are really, really cool. Again, you can be using those hands, but in palmistry, and I wish I'd brought it over here, within palmistry, your fingers and the different parts of your hand, different mounds and stuff, are all sacred to different planets. And so I've seen some people that have those corresponding symbols on their fingers as well, and that's really nice. Really cool. So that's why you would tattoo something on your fingers. It's useful. It also looks really great. It's a great place for these small little basic symbols that pack a lot of energy. And I will post a link or a picture of some of the kind of classic 90s Wiccan symbols that I've seen tattooed on a lot of people's hands. Very cool. The second question I got about tattoos is, I really want to get a magical tattoo, but I'm nervous about having something on me forever with a specific purpose. Do you have any thoughts on this? And I have so many thoughts. First of all, I'm pro magic tattoos. Pro, super pro tattoos, pro magic tattoos. I'm pro you doing whatever you want with your body. It's going to be up to you. Some people want all of their tattoos to have very serious meaning. Some people want none of their tattoos to have very serious meaning. So that's what you got to think of. And when it comes to a specific purpose, make sure you care about that purpose forever. You know what I mean? Like, don't like tattoo a symbol for a new job on you because now you're attracting a new job all the damn time. And that's just not cool. It has to be something that is a lifelong energy that you want to bring in. Likewise, you can always get fake tattoos or henna tattoos of specific sigils or symbols, protective designs that you design yourself or that an artist does. Or just use markers, get out your Sharpie. And you can always do that. You can try it out. You can also see how you like having sigils and symbols on your skin. For some people, that might not actually function. When it comes to sigils, a lot of times you are charging them after. And I know how you can do that with a tattoo. I thought of this because I thought of it. If you have a sigil tattoo, let's say my Scully mermaids are a sigil. They're not. They're just cute Scully mermaids. And they've been sitting there for a while. Haven't really been thinking about my purpose, and I don't even know what magical purpose I'd put. But I haven't been thinking about my purpose lately, and I feel like I need to charge the sigil up to tap into that energy. What I would do is take, you can take a crystal wand. If you've got a tattoo on that projected finger, you can do that. Or even take some magical oil and kind of, you can trace the tattoo, but kind of press that energy into there and really focus it in. I like, you know, crystal wand or the tattoo, and just kind of bring it to the surface a little bit. Concentrate on your purpose and really make sure that that symbol is doing its thing. Now, you could argue that you could turn the symbol off later, you know, wash all of that off or put something that blocks it. And I don't think that's, I feel like it's just not super helpful. Oh, yeah, see, that is one thing I love. I've seen a lot of people that are getting magical groups or covens. They're getting a symbol that they've designed together, like a group sigil tattooed on themselves, you know, just like people would tattoo a wedding ring or something. I think that that is super, super cool idea. I rub eyeshadow on sigils for activation. That's brilliant because it's kind of like, it's sparkly, it's minerally. You can pick a different color. Ollie, that's real smart. That's really smart. See, I have a lot of I have magical oils. I have a lot of them. And so I would take one of those and just, you know, activate. But I like the idea of the eyeshadow. That's a super cool idea because you get to bring that color and that sparkliness into it. I love the glitter. But I think that's really cool. I also think it's really, really cool to get tattoos that just represent magic and witchcraft and your general identity as a witch or magical person. You know, I love witchy tattoos. I love when people just have a nice big pentacle. It's just this wonderful symbol that they are a witch and they practice magic. Or people who have crystals tattooed on themselves. I was looking up witchy tattoos and I saw a lot of people will have a spell tattooed on them. And what was interesting is that to tattoo a spell on them, what they do is tattoo the ingredients. So they would have, you know, like a really pretty like quartz situation tied up with some string, maybe some sprigs of like rosemary, some knots on there. So you'd see something like this, and this is kind of the spell ingredients, right? It's your crystal tied up with magical knots or a thread of a certain color with some rosemary or some other herbs, whatever. And that is the ingredients of a spell. And together that's a spell. No one else knows exactly what it is but you. But that is also a very cool idea for a witchy tattoo. Oh, I love color. Oh my God. I totally thought I was the only one who did that. Yeah, so when I have eyeshadows where the color no longer works because I thought I was Beyonce when I bought it, that literally happened. Do you guys remember the music video for Telephone with Beyonce and Lady Gaga? And Beyonce's got that like sunshine yellow eyeshadow with the cat eye. I bought that sunshine yellow eyeshadow because I was like, I'm gonna look like Beyonce, and guess what? I do not look like Beyonce in that eyeshadow. But I've saved it because I definitely do magic with that. You can dust it onto anything. You can put it on yourself, on your skin. And sometimes I will do makeup up. I will do my face up for magic and witchcraft. And I will use colors or materials that work for my purposes. So I'm super glad other people said that. That's neat. I totally have just a little pile of keep these eyeshadows not for regular wear, but for fun magical wear. Very cool. I'm glad I did this. I'm so glad you guys said that. You know what? With that, I think I can show off some of these herbivore things. Are you guys ready for that? I don't know how long I've been talking. No idea. I don't have a clock in here because I'm ridiculous. I'm really silly. But, so, I don't know if I can bring you closer. Cool. Not that much closer, but that's okay. So, as I said, Herbivore contacted me to send me this. Yeah, there we go. So it is the Emerald CBD facial oil. It has real hemp and cannabis oils, real CBD in it. It's great for your skin. I've loved it, loved it. It's really helped with the redness, and I love the smell. And in my podcast episode on Dream Magic, I talked about all of the experiments I did with it, and it is now like a fully functional magical oil that sits on my altar full time. But this thing's amazing. Not only is cannabis a really great like magical herb for your third eye, your crown, emerald is a heart chakra herb, and it's also one that brings prosperity and love and harmony to the home, all that kind of thing. So the emerald vibe here, I like to massage some onto the heart chakra area if I feel like it's kind of plugged up, and I found that really cool. I've used it on my throat when recording an episode, and I get feedback on that episode that specifically mentions like, wow, your voice sounded really great and really clear, and I loved everything you said. And I'm like, okay. So the Emerald CBD, I greatly enjoy. And you can totally put emerald around your oil to kind of infuse it with that energy. I have been keeping it with this, which is actually green obsidian. It's called Gaia Stone. They're very similar, right? But this is very heart chakra opening, grounding, earthy, magical, beauty kind of stone. So it really fits with that vibe. And I think of that a lot when I'm actually using the oil. Thanks, Allison. Oh my God. Crystals in the bra. I always have crystals in the bra. I've got crystals in my bra right now. I couldn't tell you what they are because I put them in there so long ago now, but they're in there. Definitely in there. Okay. This is the thing I'm super excited about. So this is amethyst body scrub, right? It's called amethyst. It's purple. And it smells like a gigantic blooming jasmine plant. Okay, beautiful. Look at that. It's very oily, which is nice. Very sparkly, very purple. What's actually amazing about this exfoliating is there's crushed up like ground amethyst right in there. So oh, I've got a street sweeper going by, of course. So not only does it have a very amethysty vibe with the purple, it's got actual amethyst in it, which is very calming, very healing. It also activates your third eye and your crown, and as well as jasmine. Jasmine is a very psychic kind of flower. Of course, the street sweeper. So jasmine's very psychic. It can bring on prophetic dreams. It's also very good for any sort of love or attraction type magic. If you guys can't hear me at all, let me know. But I have been using this on my body before bed when I want to do some really cool dream work, and I found that to be, it really helps me get into the mood. But also I'll take it and just kind of wash my hands up when I know I'm going to be using my hands to do any sort of magical work. You know, it takes the world off my hands a little bit. It cleanses it, and then it surrounds it in this really nice amethyst magical energy. So that was one of the first things I put in my cart, because I'm like, oh, it's got real amethyst crushed up in it. And I've loved it. I've loved every second of using it. Super recommend. I'll actually keep an amethyst with it, but there's already amethyst in there, so no need, right? No need. This is like a beach waves sea salt hairspray that also has lavender in it. Great, because as I mentioned, during my pranic healing session, she had this spray that she used in the air and on her crystal and around me that was sea salt and lavender. And it's a cleansing spray. Salt is cleansing. It cleanses literally, and it cleanses like spiritual energy. So this, not only is it really great when I have my hair down, nice, really nice volume, it smells good, it's just salty and lavendery, I dig it. But this is a really, really cool, just like space and energy clearing. It's refreshing. The salt and the lavender is all very good for clearing out your aura, clearing out any of your chakras, and clearing off any sort of energy that you're carrying around from your day. And I have found that I absolutely have like come home in the middle of the day and I've been out dealing with people and I feel like I've just been like, I don't know, collecting gunk that comes off of everyone. And this makes me feel very clean and calm. It's like using sage to clean your whole, you know, aura and area and body. Sorry, I'm like, this water's not helping. Also, I smell a million things now. But I really like that a lot. And of course, heart chakra, third eye and crown, definitely. This one is quite good for your solar plexus. It is a face mask. Yeah. I don't think I do. I'll check though. I'll see if I have if they gave me a link or anything, or maybe I'll ask them if I can have one. But I'll be posting any of the links to the stuff that I did get, any of the stuff I mentioned. I'll be putting it on my website for sure. And I know you can get this stuff at Sephora, so it might actually be easier for you to go to the mall and go to Sephora, but I'll post it on there so you guys can decide. So this is a mask, really, really nice mask. And it's got pineapple enzyme and white tourmaline. Tourmaline's very, very cleansing. Yeah, very cleansing, very purifying. And pineapple is something that really activates your solar plexus chakra. It's a very good luck kind of food and smell and everything. It's for good luck, for willpower, self-esteem, prosperity. All of that is the realm of pineapple. And your solar plexus, a lot of that is your self-esteem and how you feel about yourself and a little bit of your energy and stuff like that. So a face mask is a really nice way to pamper yourself, to feel like you look your best right after without makeup or anything on. And it's clear so you can still see your face through it, which I really, really like. And it does smell like pineapple. So that is really fun for working with your solar plexus and your confidence. This one I love. This is moon fruit. It's called moon fruit, which I really love. And the color of it is really neat. So it's a night treatment. It's like a lotion night treatment for your face. And it smells so strongly of lavender. But it is full of tons of different fruits and aloe, lemon, papaya, some cacti, all of that kind of stuff. It's very moony, very fruity, and it reminds me very, very much, both in color and in energy, to angelite. This is a small one, but I wonder if I can get closer. So that is angelite, and you can kind of see so before I put it on, I'll plop my angelite right in there. But what angelite is good for, it's one of my favorites. It's really good for your throat and third eye chakras, connecting them together, allowing you to communicate with spiritual beings, with angels, with spirits. If you have clairaudient abilities, it can help you work through that. If you feel like your throat chakra is blocked up, it can help clear that, as well as clear the path to your ears. So at nighttime, if I want to use this in an angelite kind of way, especially for dreams or something like that, I'll take it and, I'll put it on my face. I'll spend a little extra time here. I'll really smell that lavender, because lavender kind of opens all of that up. And then I will put it on my neck and bring it up around my ears and just kind of feel that energy kind of soaking in there. And I really, really, really associate this with the angelite. Now, it's like angelite in a face thing. So if you like angelite, or you want to work more with your throat and third eye chakra, really love that stuff. Yes, this is the last one. This stuff smells so good. So this is called rose quartz. It doesn't have rose quartz in it, but that's okay. It has real rose, and real jasmine, orchid extract, and it's nice and glittery. Smells fantastic. Soaks right in. It's not greasy. I love it. But if anything in the world has a genuine rose quartz vibe that isn't rose quartz, it's this stuff. In Crystal Healing and Sacred Pleasure, in the section on the heart chakra, she gives you an exercise. Where are we at here? Okay. She gives you an exercise that is basically, it's chest or breast massage, depending on what you got on your chest. And she recommends grabbing a really nice like massage oil. And I have been using this one. Not only is it nice and sparkly, smells good, but rose is like the ultimate heart chakra smell and flower and everything. Rose is also, it's said to have such a high vibration that it can clear all chakras. It aligns your chakras. It's very good for all chakras all at one time. And it's especially strong with the heart. So I have been doing this. You can do the whole exercise, or even just if I feel like I'm going to need this a little bit more, I need to open it up, I will take some of the oil and just kind of give myself a little massage. You can even put it on a piece of rose quartz or a rose quartz massager and put it right in there. It doesn't wreck it. I just wipe it off after. So these were not made by witches specifically to be used in spell work, but oh my God, I've used all of them so far. All of them I've found genuine magical ways to incorporate this stuff. And I love skincare. I love taking care of my skin. I don't know, it just makes me feel, it makes me feel like me. It makes me feel like I'm, you know, loving myself and accepting my beauty and honoring my body and all of that stuff. Just automatically. So I really like skincare, and I really like natural skincare, and I really like this stuff a lot. Yeah, rose water is fantastic. I use rose water all the time. I just, you know, I buy the bottle of it. I'll put it on a, you know, whatever cloth, and I'll clean off my third eye sometimes if I feel like it's gunked up, or any of the chakras really. Doing a little spray works a lot like this does. It's very cleansing, very good for your aura. It's also energizing for a lot of your chakras, so that's cool. I had a bunch more questions, but I feel like I've talked for 100 years. So before I wrap this all up, do you guys who are here right now have any questions about bodies or movement or body magic or anything like that? Anything I didn't get to, I will be posting on the fatfeministwitch.com so that you guys can check all of this stuff out. Like I said, I got a big old stack of books here. Rose quartz in the bra. It's lost on the closet floor. Yeah. I often have, when I have a crystal in there, sometimes when I take the bra off, they just go, I'll find them under the bed or in the closet or something later, in the laundry basket. Shoot, I've been looking for this. So that's another reason that I've really enjoyed these products that really have that crystal vibe. Like I said, there's no rose quartz right in here. You could totally drop a tiny rose quartz in this though, and it would not damage it. Rose quartz is very solid, but you don't have to. You can also keep it with, you know, a rose quartz. It's my little like rose quartz massage wand. I've really, really loved this stuff. I love salt. I love these flower oils. I never thought I'd be someone who liked flowers, especially rose, because my mom was always like, oh, I'm an old lady and I love rose. So, but now I love the roses and I love the jasmine, and I feel very powerful and like kind of sexy, especially with the jasmine, and very magical all the time since I started using this. Florida water. Yes. Okay. Florida water is great. Florida water does have alcohol in it, so you might not want to put it directly on your face, but you also can. If your face is fine with alcohol, like astringents, you can use it. But Florida oil is one of my favorite kind of spiritual cleansers. So you can put some in a spray bottle and you can use it to clear space, especially around you. You can put it in the bath. I love putting Florida water in the bath, and it just feels like it clears everything out. It's also got like orange and cloves and spices, so it does have very strong magical vibes to me. Florida water is a hoodoo, voodoo, all-purpose kind of cleansing water. It's not water, it's a perfume, it's a cologne. Eau de cologne, right? But yeah, that is my favorite way, is to put some in the bath or put some in a spray, put some in your floor wash or anything that you're using to cleanse. You can also put Florida water with some hot water and even some vinegar. You don't always need the vinegar if you put enough Florida water. I like to wash my windows. I know this isn't body magic, but I'm going to say it anyways because it's my favorite. I will wash all my windows, outside and inside, with this water, with the Florida water, and I feel like it just kind of forms this protective kind of barrier around my home. It keeps things from coming in, and I feel the same way about my body. So when I put it in the tub or in a spray bottle, I just feel very safe, protected, and clear. I'm not going to pick up any of your garbage, your spiritual garbage today, sir. I am Florida watered. What do you use the most to help calm your nerves? What I use the most to help calm my nerves is a combination of water, and sometimes that is drinking water, sometimes that is sitting in water, sometimes it's listening to water. I find water very calming. As well as I love meditating with crystals. I love meditating with crystals, and I love working with my aura or cleansing my aura with crystals. So two of the ones that I use the most are amethyst, and you know, amethyst, it's calming, it's like lavender, it's a natural kind of calming, healing kind of energy. So I will meditate or take a bath or just sit with my amethyst and kind of feel that vibe. If I feel like not only are my kind of nerves shot on the inside, but that it's because there's stuff around me or, you know, whatever, any of that. If you feel like there's something spiritual that's not working so well, this is a crystal I really love for that. This is called Galaxyite. You can get it in small palm stones and stuff too. Yay, Galaxyite. I like my wand. And I will like cleanse or brush my aura with it and kind of feel like if there's any sort of holes or blockages. I feel like this is really, really great for body magic, the Galaxyite, because it's a great aura cleanser. And I will literally sit there and kind of sweep and brush my aura, brush myself clean. Take as much time as you want. Make the motions as sweeping as you want or as small. And by the end of that, I almost feel like I took a shower. Like a nice, calming, not super hot, but not cold shower is what I get from the Galaxyite. It really helps me kind of focus. I also like to move to calm my nerves. If I'm like this close to exploding, my head's about to catch on fire, I will go for a really serious walk. Really serious walk. I like to get sweaty. If you can't go somewhere, doing yoga or exercise or something that really gets your blood pumping and gets you sweating, it makes you feel like you're letting all of that out, is super helpful. If you can't move your body a lot, but you still want to do some like meditative movement or yoga, remember, I'll put a link. Mudras are a form of yoga that you do basically with your hands. It includes some parts of your body as well, but it's using your hands, your fingers, your pressure points here to get into a meditative state and to clear out certain issues. Some are physical in here. Some of them are clearing out negative energy. Some of them are to help you fart or to stop farting. So very, very cool. Oh, I do have those. Look at that, Sam. Do you have a good resource for looking up smaller energetic body meridians? I'm actually looking for that right now. I was researching the pranic healing and I found a couple different websites where they teach it. I just have to get on my laptop. I've only done it with my phone. I gotta get on my laptop and make sure that those websites are good. In the link where I post all of this, I promise I will post a good resource for the energetic body meridians. The stuff that they learned in pranic healing. Very cool. Yeah, Sam mentioned evolutionary witchcraft. I like to dance a lot in magic. I'm not like a professional. I don't do choreographed dances, But there are devotional dances, if you're looking for some, in this book called Evolutionary Witchcraft. She does make up these really cool, like devotional and magical dances, and gives you instructions to follow them. I'm one that dances. I let loose. I completely turn off my brain and just let my body take over. I actually miss going to nightclubs and dancing a lot because it's just, no one could dance harder or longer than I could on that dance floor, man. It was my go-to to clear all that stuff out from my brain. I really miss it a lot. But dancing is incredibly magical, and I always have music playing when I do any sort of magical stuff. Oh, see, tiger's eye is lovely. Lots of people love tiger's eye. Just looking at all the different colors in it, yeah. Lots of crystals like that where they have lots of different colors or inclusions. I find looking at them and just kind of trying to memorize like every teeny tiny little particle that's different is a really cool way to calm yourself down. Really cool way. And people love tiger's eye. It's got bands and bands of golds and browns, and you can get tiger's eye in bright red or in blue. Really, really cool. Desperate times call for vigorous dancing. Desperate times call for vigorous dancing, for sure. Fires up Amazon cart. Don't joke, because I've got a whole Amazon cart full of crap. You can get those tiny spell candles. You can get 40 of them for like $23 on Amazon. Sold. Rough. Yes. Labradorite is another one that you can stare at for a million years. Galaxyite is kind of it's a form of labradorite. Instead of it being a whole big shiny thing, it's these tiny little flecks of shiny. But yeah, I'll end up staring at that and just like it's a magic eye painting for 100 years. Oh, this is really cool. Seasonal stone gauges. Jade from Yule until Litha, and then tiger's eye from Litha until Yule. I want to incorporate more stones. That's so neat. That's such a cool idea. So I love, anytime you look up any of these pagan holidays here, you'll find corresponding crystals that go with them. And I like to think of the holidays, not as holidays so much, but as like small little seasons. So right now we're actually down here in Beltane season. And a lot of the crystals that work for this time of year are things like rose quartz, amethyst, pink tourmaline. What else is really big around Beltane? Fiery stuff, carnelian. So there's a bunch of different crystals. You can totally get, I don't have one here. You can get these little springy cage things, and what they do is you plop a tumbled stone in them, or if you can get fancy jewelry for every season, that's even better, but I can't. So you can get these little cages, and it allows you to carry a tumbled stone. You can very much look up stones that work for all of the seasons rather than just half and half, and switch those out as the seasons come, almost like, you know, wearing a wreath for holidays. You switch it out every season, and that can kind of help you get into more seasonal vibes. You can also pick a crystal for every single day to wear. I dress and do makeup with intention, and I also I'm not like a super fashion maven, right? I say that a lot, and people are like, oh, you must like buy really fancy cool clothes. I love very plain cotton clothes, okay? But I still dress with intention. I put my makeup on with certain colors. And I'll grab crystals that work for the energy of the day or the energy that I want to bring to my day. So if I want a really lovey, romantic kind of, you know, fun, friendly day, I'll carry something like a rose quartz. If I want to have a really, really super exciting, sunny, adventurous type day, I'll grab something like the citrine. Likewise, if I really want to chill, I'll grab something that's a little bit more calm like this, the purple agate, to carry around with me and just kind of keep me focused, keep it on the skin, keep me absorbing that energy, and it helps me keep it up for the whole day. Yeah, mile markers along the wheel of the year. It's so bouncy. Yeah, I love following the seasons, and you can, even if you just want to do, you know, the main 4 or whatever, maybe you only get 2 seasons, but And some people only get 2 seasons where they live. But even if you want to stick with just the 4 seasons, I mean, get yourself a winter stone, get yourself a summer stone. Spring would be something more like this. And then fall would be something, you know what? It could either be something kind of red-brown, very like, gosh, I can't think of anything now. Like an accentuate or your tiger's eyes, those would all work. You could also get something that's kind of protective, like a black tourmaline, or something that's both protective and divinatory, because you got Halloween coming, like a black obsidian. And wear those for the season, and that can really help you work with the energy that's kind of already bouncing around, right? I like working with the earth. I don't like working against it. I like to kind of work with it. It knows what it's doing. I'm just kind of following its lead, right? And doing my own thing. So, as I said, I have no idea how long I've been talking. I don't know if my phone will even tell me. No. So, I have definitely been talking longer than I meant. So I'm going to close up. This episode now. Thank you so much for coming. Like I said, check the website later. I'm obviously going to have kind of a big blog post for today because I have lots of different books. Some I didn't even get to. Some questions I didn't get to. I'm going to try to answer a little bit on there, and I'm going to put pictures and links of all of the herbivore stuff that I used. Like I said, I'm not trying to get you to buy specific things or buy from specific companies, but I happen to like this company. It's woman-owned. They donate to different causes, so some of their oils, like Prism, they donate to a different charity every time. They're involved in cannabis activism, and when you buy the Emerald CBD, it comes with a whole little readout about the different parts of CBD and how it works and what it does for your skin, which I very much respect. And it's all vegan and cruelty-free, so that means it's accessible to other people. You can get it at Sephora, so if you have a mall in town, you can go to Sephora and check it out, but I got it all from them and from their website. Just want to say it, because they've been really, really good to me, and their shit is beautiful. It's so beautiful. The sparkle is really like subtle, but oh man, the smell. I smell like a walking garden. Springtime. So thank you. Thank you for joining me today for Seeker's Corner. Our next episode is going to be about travel magic and magical travel if you guys are going on vacation. So magic that can help you stay safe on vacation, or magical places that you can go on vacation, and different ways that you can kind of bring your magic and your spell stuff with you when you're traveling to these different places. Also, places where witchcraft and magic is not so allowed. So if you have any questions about travel magic spells, about different places in the world where you can travel, where you can find magical things, you can send those questions to fatfeministwitch@gmail.com, and I will be putting out reminders all of that, as well as a contact form right in the blog post for all of this. So it will be very easy to contact me if you have any questions. And if I'm going to use your question, I will send you an email and let you know. If you want your name included, I can totally do that. And if you don't, that's okay too. So I hope you all have a very, very wonderful weekend. And I will see you on the next episode of Seeker's Corner in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.